I would say Josh Allen and the Bills are going to clinch the 1 seed in the AFC before we open our Christmas gifts. Do you believe it or not?
I'm going with believe it. Have you seen the Buffalo Bills schedule? If you saw their schedule, you would believe it too. There is no secret about Santa or anything else. They can see it coming. This schedule, they are favored in all of their games. This was a big one. Beating the Baltimore Ravens, they now sit in the driver's seat. It's up to them to now take care of business the rest of the way.
They've beaten the Ravens. Kansas City looks like they're going to have some stuff to figure out. There's some other teams in the AFC that look good, Chargers and others. But right now, does the road to the Super Bowl in the AFC, Jeff, go through Buffalo?
Absolutely. And J-Mac said it, right? Their schedule sets up well. This is a very good team. You saw them come back. Again, nobody bailed out. They played good enough to get a win in a high-scoring shootout. They can beat you a number of different ways. This is going to be a tough team not to clinch it.
It seemed clear that these are the two best teams in football, and one team won it, which makes them the best team in football right now. It's hard to argue with what they put on tape.
Graziano, you ready for a trip to Buffalo in late December?
Multiple
for
trips to Buffalo with nothing new there. I got my heavy coat. But let's enjoy the fall first.
Fair enough. Okay. The next, believe it or not, Dominique, is for you. And this, you made this prediction last week. So I already know the answer, but if someone says Daniel Jones and the Colts will win the South, you believe it or not?
Believe it.
Let's go.
I anticipated this being a better team than people expected because of the change in coordinator on defense of Lou Anarumo. They weren't going to be sitting back in more predictable zones. And the offense has a ton of great weapons and a reliable offensive line. That's where my analysis normally starts. If your O-line is good, everything else from there will be a little bit easier.
Jeffrey, let me ask you a question. I know
I'm almost
cheers in his
I mean, it's chemistry right now. I'm seeing it now.
Unbelievable.
I'm seeing it now.
Unbelievable.
Here's been the reality. Daniel Jones, much maligned because he was the 6th pick and he came to New York and there's all this attention and pressure that comes with that. Daniel Jones to me is the definition of an average quarterback. And so sometimes we look at teams and we say, if they just got average quarterback play, look how good they'd be because they're so good in so many other ways. Can he and they be as good as they looked on Sunday?
Absolutely. And now, again, you're not going to go play the Dolphins every week, but this is going to be a very competitive football team. Defensively up front, they can get after you. Offensively up front, they can get after you. They have great wide receivers. A tight end, first round pick. Kid, I mean, they started early and often with him. If Daniel Jones protects the football, this team will end up winning the AFC South.
And Houston's won it 2 years in a row, but they're not that far behind us. They went to Week 18 2 years ago with a chance to beat Houston and win the division.
That's right.
Last year, with everything that went wrong, they finished 2 games behind Houston. If they get confident quarterback play, and Lou Anarumo can coach, like he was the scapegoat in Cincinnati, but, you know, I think they have a lot of good players on that team.
I still like Houston. I like their defensive line because the first thing I look at is you have a defensive line that can beat up an offensive line. That's who I'm rolling with. So the way they play, I think they'll still come out. But, yes, love the way Indianapolis plays.
All right, last one, and this one is fun. Hey, Jeff, if I said the Micah Parsons Packers are the best team in the NFC, believe it or not?
Not.
No?
I mean, did anybody see the Eagles? Did the Eagles play?
Yes, I saw that.
I mean,
if you watch those 2 games, you emerge saying the Eagles, look, I get that they won the Super Bowl last year, but they played, look, the Lions won 15 games last year, and the Packers beat.
I get
What am I woeing? They won 15 games
and they lost 3 of their most effective coaches in Detroit. So it's going to look different in Detroit. Who they just beat. I'm saying this. Don't write off the Super Bowl champions who are still a very, very good football team. I would honestly, I'm putting the Bills and the Ravens over them as well. I would have them at 4 if I had a power ranking right now. So I like what the Packers are doing. I think they're going to be a very good football team. I'm not trying to minimize who they are, but I'm not getting off the Eagles bandwagon week 1.
I think if you were able to wipe my memory and all I could watch was the week 1 games, then I would be reluctant to move off of the Packers. But I know what the Eagles are capable of. And that they've proven it to us over a series of years. So I still got to go with the Eagles, but the Packers are coming pretty hard.
Even as a wild card team, the Eagles.
I mean, that's right. Dan will tell you they can't win the division because no one wins it back-to-back years. By the way, the Packers, no rest for the weary. They are right back at it in 2 days as they will host the Commanders. ESPN Bet has Green Bay as a 3.5-point favorite. After the Commanders, the Packers go on the road to Cleveland and Dallas. that they get by Washington, feels like a good chance they start this season at 4-0. So let's dive into this one.
Yeah.
And in particular, Commanders, Packers on Thursday night. Why do you view Micah Parsons' impact as the biggest storyline in that game?
Because he's just getting going, and you already saw the impact on Sunday, and that's only with being there for about a week before the first game. I want to show you guys something that the Micah Parsons effect is what we'll call it. He's going to be down here at the bottom of the screen. You're going to see him right there. He's rushing against Penei Sewell. That is a really good right tackle in the NFL, one of the best. Look at the movement after the snap by the secondary. They're able to change the picture, and now for Jared Goff, the quarterback, you can't see that picture changing because Micah Parsons is in your lap. So you're throwing and anticipating that you have a guy open. You didn't see the safety Williams just drop down and get in front of the ball right here. Now, this is a terrific catch, but this is scheme. You've drawn up something, the defensive coordinator, that takes away what the offense is looking to do.
This is so important. We talked about it at length on Sunday with Alex Smith, who was a quarterback, and with Rex Ryan, who's a great defensive coach. And I'm not suggesting that Micah Parsons is Lawrence Taylor. But the point that came up was, all week long, all you do is figure out what we're going to do with Lawrence Taylor, and then everybody else can do things that maybe they otherwise could not do. Micah Parsons, they were suggesting, changes the entire defense for Green Bay.
Yeah, I think we made the point earlier that on offense, you have to build your offense around a quarterback. On defense, you're not sure always that you have a player that can do that. They didn't have that last year, and they were still the 5th best defense in football. You add a player that forces the other team to game plan around, it changes things. And also, I don't know what the opposite of a coach killer is, but Micah Parsons is that. He about to get Jeff Hafley hired as a head coach. He about to get all them cornerbacks paid. When you have a guy out there that erases your bad plays, like you could call the worst defense imaginable on this situation. You could slip in coverage, but if Micah gets back there, you are making a play.
So very quickly, like, these are two teams that we think we might see in January, right? I mean, you were at the Commanders game, Graziano, on Sunday. They didn't look like they were clicking on all cylinders.
No.
But it's a big win.
But Mike is going to have a tougher time running their quarterback down from behind than he did with Jared Goff.
Fair enough. Thoughts on that game? It's only 2 days away.
Yeah, it's at Lambeau. I mean, the Packers looked as good as any, but there's like a handful of teams that looked awesome, right? Not like they're still putting it together. The Colts were one of them, the Chargers. But the Packers were right there, and man, I just think it's arrow up. That defense is in its second year of that scheme that they were just learning last year on the fly, and then they add a difference maker like this. The coach, we talk about the coach, Matt LaFleur deserves praise as a head coach too, the way we talk about Kevin O'Connell.
I will also say, and I think we told you that it's a 3.5.9 right now. I'm surprised it's not a little more than that. It is. They're really good. That's the point.
Absolutely.
It's a great chance. If Jayden Daniels and company go in there and win that game, the conversations here Friday are going to be fun.
The matchup is, how does Jayden Daniels deal with this defense? And the way that he has started his career, he's calm, he's collected, and he is lethal. If you try to blitz him, he's not scared. If you sit back, he's not scared. I think that's, and obviously with Deebo Samuel now being added, McLaurin he didn't get going in week 1. They get him going. This isn't just going to be a walk.